It sure does.
Hi there. Welcome to Thoughtful Tangents with Sam and Britt. We're back at it again, but right before we start, we have a few disclaimers. Hit it, Britt.
All right. We're just really basically here to talk to you about like our parenting life and our parenting skills, but we're not actually giving you advice. We just want to say a few things before we get started. Once again, we are not giving you parenting advice. We're simply just telling you our stories, our parenting stories with curse words, humor, and sarcasm. So if you don't like curse words, this really isn't the place for you. Um, we love our children, we really do, but we are here to talk about the actual realities of parenting. So we reserve the right at any time to say that we don't like our kids. Like I said, we love them, but we don't always like them. And at some point or another time, all of us are thinking that, but Sam and I are actually the ones to actually say it. Um, if you don't like chaos, this is not
Truth.
for you. And if you are okay with all these things, then we're happy to have you listening in.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right.
This is our first time recording and we're very awkward, just to let
Very
everybody know.
awkward,
So,
very nervous. So, Sam and I talk all the time, but not like this. Like we're looking at ourselves
not
and
like
trying to
this.
talk. That's not normally what we do.
We just spent
Um,
the better part of 2 hours trying to figure out how to record this. So, we're getting
yeah,
it. We're getting it.
we're new at this, and so you're just gonna have to bear with us. But we're really excited to start this. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you, Sam, for kicking me in the ass a little bit because um, this has been like a thought of mine for a very very long time. But how to get it going and just like actually sitting down and doing it because as we all know, like parenting gets in the way of what we want. Um, yeah, so thank you, Sam, because yeah, you're my own personal kick in the ass. She's mine. Nobody else
You
can have her.
are so
So,
welcome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
okay, so let's just start off
Okay,
by
so
talking about ourselves, what we want people to know.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, like Britt said, I kind of gave her the kick in the ass, but we actually work together and we work in the OR. She's a nurse. I'm a scrub tech. Not many people know that, and not many people know what actually goes on behind there. But we're kind of a fun group. We love each other in different ways. We're all oddballs and kind of just fit in our own little world back there. But that's how we met, and we kind of fell in love with each other because of books, and we just kind of got talking about that, and we just kind of fell into this whole thing. And Britt said she wanted to do a podcast, and I was like, hell yeah, I love talking to you. Let's do this. Let's go. But kind of a little about me is I have 3 kids and a husband, and how I kind of fell into this role is a little different than most people, just like everybody's stories, just like Britt's stories. And I had my first son at 19 without my husband. And then I had 2 more with my husband later on. So their ages are 13, 5, and 4. So big age gap. Very different fields that we're kind of surviving in currently. Yeah. And so that's kind of just the gist of my life that I'm sure if you guys join us along, for however long this lasts, you'll find out more. And hopefully, you'll end up loving us, think us crazy lunatics, and, end up liking us a lot. So,
Yeah, we're just kind of like your friends that just say like really offhanded things and I mean, I think we're hilarious. So hopefully we can bring you some sort of joy. So that's the beauty of Sam and I. We are in the same boat. Like we're both moms, but our journey of how we became moms and where we're at now is completely different. And that's what we want to highlight. Is that there are many different family dynamics, and so we want to just highlight all those things and give you different perspectives. Um, so I had my kids at the age of 25. I have never been married their dad and I were together for a number of years before we got pregnant with them. So, but I have twins. They're 8 years old. And 4 months after they were born, me and their dad split. So I'm currently single mom over here, just living life. And so, yeah, like I said, just giving you like the different varieties of home life. So, as Sam said, I'm a nurse. We work in the OR. We are walking HR violations at any given time. So, that's just kind of like how our vibe is. Um, so yeah,
Yep. Love it. All
yes.
right. First topic of conversation. What are we hitting?
Okay. I'm drawing out of my headphones thing. Let's see. We're just gonna randomly talk about stuff. Okay. House chores.
Oh, fucking house chores. Well,
Well, first
I
off, I
have to
don't know. Like,
say,
we have house chores. Do they do them? No.
yeah. Do they ever get done? Absolutely freaking not. That's for sure. I think that's the most frustrating thing is like, yeah, you want your house to look a certain way and a certain time and everything like that. And none of it ever gets done until you're to the point where you're like, I'm going to burn down the house. I'm going to burn it down.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn it
Yeah.
down
When
and
I
nobody's sweeping the streets.
absolutely
And apparently
become,
that's how everybody wants to live in my house.
yeah, I become infuriated as soon as I walk through the door, and like most of the time the kids are home before I am. Um, but like the amount of chaos that they can cause in the 15 minutes that they're home by themselves is impressive. It's very impressive. Um, but yeah, like getting them to do the house chores and do them, well, I want them done my way. Um, but that's not always possible.
Yeah, I feel
But
that.
getting them to do them and like stick to them and like understanding like this is just a part of life and like living, I don't know how to handle that. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I've also been like contemplating what are appropriate chores for my 8 year olds, you know. So I don't know, like
Yeah.
Sam, what do you have your kids do? You have different ages, so I feel like it varies a little more.
Well, like Bronson has a list of chores that he's supposed to essentially complete every day. Does he complete them every day? Absolutely not. Bronson is my 13-year-old, by the way. He's the older of all of them, so very much understanding on life and how to do chores and being a person. But they're not done every day, and we've definitely gotten lax on it because we try to take consideration like he doesn't have work, but he does have school, and it's 8 hours a day, and he is there, and that's essentially work for him. And so we really try hard to not be so you have to get this done, you have to do this if you want to do anything else, because it's like he needs relaxation, he needs the calm down time just as much as me and my husband do when we come home. And so
And being 13
he
and going to
has,
school,
putting,
that's a lot. School sucks. So, like
yeah.
other
Well,
kids
and
suck is what I
yeah,
mean. So,
exact exactly. That's the thing is like you have other 13-year-olds that are trying to become themselves with hormones just raging through, and it's constant. There's not a whole lot of mental stability from friends and everything like that. And so, yeah, we really try hard to be like you have to get this done, but it's not life ending, I guess you could say. Like, it does not stop him from playing video games or watching TV. Like, obviously, we do have our limits of, like, okay, nope, this needs to stop. But he does, I do have to say, he's a really awesome kid because he gets himself up in the morning at like 6:15, gets himself
mhm.
up, and he does his chores, albeit very loud, but he does his chores. He puts the dishes away. He feeds the dogs. Like he does these things, and it's really hard to get upset when he is being so loud because it's like he got himself up to do these things. But yeah, typically does his own laundry, folds, puts it away, does dishes. He vacuums for us. He essentially does anything I ever ask, which is actually really nice because it's just kind of like, hey, do this for me. Hey, do this for me. He walks the dog, so just very simple tasks. But I feel like chores are, in my mind, are very, I'm setting you up for the real world type thing. Like,
Yes.
you need to know how to do these daily tasks in order to thrive when you move out of our house. Like, you need to know how to do laundry. You need to know how to wash the dishes. You need to know that they need to be put up. Like, all of these things. And so that's what we're really trying to be like, okay, because I don't feel like some things when I moved out of my parents' house, I was not set up. Like, I didn't know how to do laundry, and that's probably my own fault, but like I'd bring my laundry up, my mom would do my laundry, and I'd put it away. I didn't know the washer. Like, I didn't know detergent and
Right.
everything like that. And so,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
I hear you.
what do your kids
I,
do?
well, nothing. Um, I mean, they try. Um, well, okay.
They
So
do some
first,
things.
they complain, they argue. Um, so first though, like how you said, like you didn't know how to do those things, when you were coming of age. Like I grew up with a mom who like did everything, right? She's a complete clean freak. She wants things done her way and she wants them done when she wants them done. And so my brother and I, we didn't clean our rooms. We didn't do dishes. We didn't do any chores because like I said, I have a mom who complains she wants the help. My mom was a single mom as well. Um, but she wanted things done, she wanted things and she wanted to complain about it, but then ultimately she had to have control over that. And so I didn't grow up doing those things. Did I know how to do them? Yeah, I know how to run the dishwasher. I know how to do laundry. But then now as an adult, I understand my role, but then there's the like, huh, the laundry basket's overflowing. Huh. Oh, that's me. I have to do that. I don't fully understand that. And so like my house gets very chaotic very quick. Just because I don't have that motivation like or routine in me to get those things done. Like it's just a last minute thing. So I am trying right now to instill in my kids like very much like you said, you have to be able to function in society and you're gonna be on your own at some point. Because you ain't living with me forever. But
Yeah, exactly.
so right now is 8-year olds, they are doing like I do laundry. I fold it and it's like, okay, this needs to get put away. Like you can put it away in your dresser drawers. Unloading the dishwasher, um, loading the dishwasher, dusting. My kids love dusting. Not really sure why. Like once they start doing it, but there's always got to be that argument before. Like, I don't want to. Can I have
Oh,
money?
yeah.
No. First off, I am not paying you. And I know like a lot of people have different outlooks on this and there's no judgment in any way that you do it. But I'm not paying my kids to do chores for daily household living, like things that you have to do as an adult
Yeah.
and to live. I'm not paying you for that. Like, first off, I don't have that kind of money. And second,
Yeah. And
no, nobody
I,
pays me to do
yeah,
laundry.
I do
So,
have to say, yeah, I do have to say, we do pay Bronson, but I'm talking like 50 cents to do a chore. Like, it's nothing,
there you
like,
go.
I'm not paying him $5 to go walk the dog. No, like,
No,
he gets paid, I think, 50 cents to put away the dishes, 50 cents to put away his clothes, 75 cents to vacuum the carpet. Like, we're talking pennies, but at least, like,
right.
there is that little motivation to where, like, at the end of the week, I think I pay him, like, maybe $12 at the end of the
Sure.
week. But it's also we're also like instilling, okay, when you get a job, like, yeah, you may have to do these
You
things
Yeah,
to get
and
paid.
you have to be like responsible. It's showing like accountability as well. Like I can understand like the whole paying side of
Yes.
things is like you're showing up, you're being accountable, you're doing your work as you would when you work for an employer. Um so so yeah, I get that. But my 8-year-olds, what do they need money for? Nothing. They want to buy candy.
Not a thing. Yeah,
And
not a
they're,
damn
yeah, we're not
thing.
doing that. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'm sure. Okay, I do pay my kids to do things like off the wall things. Like if it's like something that is not a normal household chore and they really want to earn some money, then go ahead. Do please go and pull the weeds out of the yard and I will pay you whatever amount of money. Like things like that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
it's hard because they are only 8 years old. And I will tell you, like, I think my kids would be willing to do a lot more stuff, but there is not just like the twin factor, but just the sibling factor and them being boy girl. They fight literally over
Yeah.
everything. And so a lot of the time with chores, like if it's like, okay, Lincoln, can you come unload the dishwasher? Here's Aniston. Why can't I unload the dishwasher? Well, I don't know, Aniston. You were in your room, um, and you only want to do it because
Yeah.
Lincoln's doing it. Like, um, and
Yeah.
so there's just so much of that, and I am notorious. Let's talk about this, Sam. So I am really bad about, like, we have chore charts on the freaking fridge. Do those get utilized? Absolutely not, because it'll be good for like 1 week,
No.
and then we have like some sort of activity that we need to go to, and it's like, okay, well, you can't dust tonight. We'll have to change that to a different night, and then it doesn't get changed, and then we fall off the wagon
Yeah.
hard. Like we fall off hard all the time, and then it
Yeah.
takes forever for us to reset. So I need, like, as the
Yeah.
adult, I got to be better about that, like consistency. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like chore charts and potty charts and like all of these things are just like another thing that someone's like, you guys need to do this in order to be a good parent. And I'm just, I don't know. I am not that person. I'm not that person.
No,
I'm not that
and
person to be
it's so
like,
much
okay,
work on
this is a
us.
thing. Yes. And like, does it help? Maybe. Maybe for certain kids. Maybe for sure. Like the kids that have ADHD, like they need a system. They need something that they physically can see to check off. Like I get it. I completely get it.
Yeah,
But for me, no. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. It's another thing. I don't know.
right.
I
Yeah.
can't with them and
Another thing that has to be done on top
they
of
get
all
me
the other
hot.
things. Yes. Yes. It's just one more thing on top of the other
Yeah.
things that you have. And as we all know, like anything can come up at any given time when you're trying to parent. I mean, there's just a number of things. So it's just like, yep, just put that on my plate. Like, whatever, we'll deal with that. And,
Yeah.
so, and there's a lot of times where it's like, yeah, does this need to be done or whatever? But it's like, well, I'm choosing peace right now. Like, as far as like my aspect, it's like, well, I'm choosing peace.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to do anything and I'll get to it when I get to it. Like, unloading
Yeah.
the dishwasher. If we're going to fight about it,
Yeah.
then we can't do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Well, and I also feel like when the nicer months hit, and like obviously sports are a big thing in your household. Sports aren't really a
yeah,
huge thing in our household, which is that's completely fine both ways. I have no whatever. But like especially when it gets nice out, we're outside so much. So I am
yes,
not stopping my children playing and learning that way to be like, okay, we need to stop and we need to vacuum the carpet and we need to pick up the living room and we need to wash dishes. Like, no, we're going to stay
yes,
outside until it is dark out or
right. Until the street
later
lights come on.
and play and wear. Yeah, because I feel like that's so much better for them mentally, but also for them physically to just be worn. I want you to be
Yeah,
worn. I don't want you to stop that physical play. I don't want you to stop that mental play either.
I I agree 100%. Because that's their job also, like, is to literally be kids. Um, and yeah, that's how I grew up. Like my mom's like literally like, well, go outside and don't come home and until I tell you to. So,
Yeah.
and like I am getting to the point though. So yes, everything that you said 100%. But I'm getting to the point of my kids don't want to listen. And so and they want to go outside. So like I have to use that almost as like punishment. Because it's like, no, you need to
Yeah.
go put away the clothes that have been sitting on the table that have been folded that you've refused to put away because I'm not doing it. And maybe that's not good on my end as a parent, but it's like I refuse to do these things. These are things that you can do
Yes.
and that you need to do. And so you may not go outside and ride your bike until your clothes have been put away. Or I've asked you to do this 3 times. You may not go
Yeah.
outside until this is done. So if you really want to go outside, you better hustle your ass and get it done.
Yeah.
Like, so, and yeah, like, cause I have to stick to the punishment with my kids or they will literally walk all over me. So I have little savages.
I get it. 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 Yeah. Well, and like I mean, you have two twins. So like your parenting is completely different than mine. But I feel like I have two older siblings. Like I don't even know if that makes sense. Like I have a 13-year-old that was basically raised as an only child for a
Yeah.
good portion of his life. And so you have that older sibling aspect with him. And so like his parenting is a lot different than my 5-year-old who is also an older child, but she acts like she is the oldest. Like she has that mentality of being the oldest. And so like her focus is her and Bronson, the oldest, focus is so much like I need to do whatever my parents say. Like that is 100%
Mm.
their mindset is like very much like okay, they told me to do this, I need to do it or else I'm going to get in trouble type thing. Whereas my youngest is a whole other ball game. Like he's like I can't put my shirt on and just like lays there like fucking Kermit the Frog, just like I don't know how to do anything. And I'm like, you're 11 months you're 11 months younger than your sister who can do all of these things independently. And I'm like,
Right.
no, you can totally put your shirt on. You can put your pants on. Like he'll come in and he's like, I don't know what I did wrong. And both of his legs are in the same pant leg. And I'm like, you don't? You don't. You have no idea what you
Get
did
your
wrong.
shit
Not a
together,
clue. Not
man.
a clue.
Like, come on.
Yes. And so
Well,
it's like I have to tell like I have to tell me, but I also have to tell Nate all the time like we need to stop helping him. Like
yeah.
we need to stop helping him. He can do these things and if he's not going to get done then he doesn't go get to do the thing. Like there's times where I am like walking out the door and I'm like, "Well, you don't have your clothes on, so I guess you're staying here with the dog," which I never would. I never would. I never would. I never
Right.
do.
But
I
there
have
has
not
to
yet.
be that element
But
of,
there are
yeah.
times. Yeah.
Yes.
There are times where I'm like, I am walking out the door, purse in hand, Frankie's outside, and he is just doing what, and then he starts like freaking out. And I'm like, that's your own fault. Like, these are your own consequences to your actions because no, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting. I'm not doing it.
I hear you. I hear you.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like, sorry, do you feel like with, well, okay, Bronson being the oldest, and there's so much of that age
Hmm.
gap between him and Frankie, but Frankie still being technically an older sibling, but she's a girl. Do you feel like her being a girl is makes it, what am I trying to say? Like it creates that like mother hen type situation for her. Like I
Yes.
guess what I'm trying to say is like for my kids, Lincoln is 1 minute older than Aniston. So
Yeah.
I get very much the like second born child vibes from Aniston attitude wise and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But Aniston is more mature than Lincoln and more mother hen like. Like did you pick up this before you did that? Did you turn off the light when you left the
Hmm.
bathroom? Did all those things
Yeah.
like And so I feel like too, like it's just kind of a little bit of a girl thing. Like I know when the kids have to be home by themselves, and yes, my
Me
kids
too.
stay home
Yeah.
by themselves. They've been doing it since they were 6 years old because I'm single parenting here, and there's a lot of snow days here in frickin' Kansas, and I hate it. So, anyways, but I like if something needs to be done and I'm not home, my like I turn to Aniston. She is my right hand man, and I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna be home for a while or whatever the case is. I need this, this, and this, and make sure the front door is locked. Like she's got it covered. She knows what to do. And whereas Lincoln, he's like a complete mess. You have to give him one direction at a time, and then he will still get off task. So it's it's rough. I don't know, but like that's the difference between boys and
Yeah.
girls in those in that respect, I guess. So
Yeah. 100%. And I don't think that's for every girl or for every boy, but definitely
no,
a more common thing is for girls. Definitely for girls to be like bossy. Bossy. Yeah,
yes,
I'll go with
it
bossy.
it comes off
Um
as bossy right
because it
now, but it's a
is.
good trait to have later.
It is a thing.
Yeah,
Yes. And like within our family, my daughter, she's very bossy to her older brothers, and there are times where I do have to tell her, I'm like, okay, I'm the parent. Like you don't need to tell them that they're going to get in trouble if they don't do this. Like I'm the parent, I have it under
yeah,
control, blah blah blah. But like outside of our family, I have to tell her you need to use your big girl voice because like I'm not going to be there 100%. Like I don't know when my last day is honestly on this earth, but I am also not going to be there when you're trying to get a big girl job and all sorts of stuff. And so or when you need to feel like you need to speak out. And so I've been really trying to instill that in her of like you need to use your big girl voice. Like you need to be loud. You need to like so people can hear you because people talk over you or will run you over and
hmm
that's really hard to see too because I'm not trying to ruin her innocence cuz she's so innocent and so cute and so pure, but I'm like you need to know these things. Like you need to know the world is not nice. It's not nice
yeah.
and it's not going to be nice
No,
to
it's not
you
one
just
hundred
because
percent.
you are a female and that
Yeah,
sucks.
yes.
And that sucks.
As you know, I've had many of those conversations with Aniston, um, and like like I said, like their attitudes will serve a good purpose later on. Right now, it's not so fun to deal with as their parent. Um, but yes, 100%,
Yeah.
they have to be strong-willed individuals because they will get walked all over. Um, and but they have to learn like the tactfulness of like, you know,
Yes.
standing up for themselves, I guess.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so I kind of lost my train of thought. But but yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
we started on chores and we got
Yeah.
here. So
So yeah, that's the thing is, like
I feel like our podcast is very well named.
yes, that is why we are called Thoughtful Tangents because it can go in any direction at any time. Um, maybe that should be added to the content warning. Like 100%, like we are pure
Yeah.
chaos.
No
But
guarantee
Sam,
that you're actually going to get anything.
no, no. Um, we are literally just talking and ranting to each other like we would on the phone, but we decided to make a podcast and hopefully it fucking takes off.
Yes.
So, um, but
Yeah, for
Sam, well,
sure.
you know that you're like the calm and I'm a lot of chaos and it well, we're both like inappropriate, but um so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
what to
sure.
expect from us. So this is going exactly how we anticipated. Just crazy tangents. So,
Honestly, I
um,
mean, it couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
no, no. Um, so, so yeah. Also, like, I just want to highlight, um, really quick. This is really random, but in order for us to like record, and stuff, like my parents, my mom and my stepdad, so like I just refer to them as my parents. Um, they have my kids. Like they're taking my kids all day. And as we get further into this, we will find out like our own family dynamics. But I have to give a big shout out to my parents right now because they're helping me 100%
Yeah.
and for us to be able to do this. And
Oh
I
yeah.
also want to say, not that like they're gonna hear this probably because my mom would be like, what do I want to listen to that for? um but yesterday, as you know, Sam, I had like a really long freaking day at work. and um
Yeah,
and
you did.
so
You did. You did.
yeah, I got home 3 almost 4 hours later than I was supposed to. And that's a long time for 2 8-year-olds. And so I had texted my mom and was like, can somebody go check on the kids? And because they're calling me every 5 minutes, I'm sure it's just because they want to go outside. But like they're calling me, I'm sure they're hungry, like, And so I got home and, well, I was talking to you on the phone. Um, but I got home and my stepdad was grilling chicken and made food. So like I came in the door and like walked in and like ate. And like it was I'm just like so appreciative because I
How
they
fucking
dropped what
nice
they
is
were
that?
doing.
How fucking
Right?
nice is that?
Yes. And so
So fucking nice.
like he dropped what he was doing at the blink of a hat and like at the drop of a hat, a blink of a hat. What the fuck? Um, so I normally don't get that sentimental. So it's hard for me. I can't talk right when I'm sentimental.
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Um,
I get it.
but yeah, so like I just want to give a shout out to them because it's like literally I wouldn't be able to do half the shit if I didn't have them. Um, so yeah, I appreciate it
Yeah,
and yeah, yeah. So,
for
anyways,
sure. And I know you're like you have an amazing support system and I love that. And I know it can be frustrating sometimes because obviously it
hmm
is just you and you do have to kind of lean into that support system, but like for you to ask, I feel like is also it's huge for you to be like I
hmm
do need help, like I need a minute, I need blah blah blah. And so that's amazing. And your parents, they sound amazing. They sound like awesome
we
people.
don't
And
always get
you're
along, but yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's with any parents. That's really
yes,
honestly with any family dynamic. But I mean your kids love them and that's honestly I feel like
yeah.
that's a huge standard for like awesome people is if your kids love them and talk about them or say I want to go there, I want to do there, I want to be with them, like
hmm
that's an awesome standard for a person. So that
Yes.
fact that your kids want to go over there and your daughter is essentially your mom mini form. So
Yeah. Pajamas as soon as you get home from school. If you can't be in their group, you can't be in their little clique, Grandma and Aniston's clique, if you don't immediately come home and change into your pajamas and your lavender Crocs. So, and you have to wear your glasses
I
on the
mean,
on the
what
end
a
of your
life,
nose.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just very
Yes.
cute.
Just at the yep. And look down on people too because you have to look down through your glasses and so you're like just, looking down on people or over the top of your glasses if they say something you don't like. If you
Yeah.
can't do that, then you can't be in their clique. So,
You can't be a part of
um,
it. You can't. You just
no,
can't.
you
I'm
can't.
sorry. I'm
So,
sorry. You just
yeah,
can't. Oh my God,
yeah.
that's amazing. That's awesome.
Um,
That's awesome. I
yeah.
love that. I love that. I really love that. I I mean, I don't feel like either of us really have a bad relationship with grandparents or like parents in general, like my
Our
in-laws
parents.
or
Yeah.
my parents or your parents or anything like that. Yeah.
hmm
And I feel like our kids definitely love them and cherish that
Yeah.
relationship. And so I am thoroughly grateful that we do have that. I mean, because there's some people that don't, and I don't know
No, and I can imagine it'd be really
what
hard.
I would do without it.
Yeah. I feel
Go
like
on.
I grew up with well, like my grandparents and I lived in the same town, you know. Um, and so my mom being a single mom, we were at my grandparents' house every single weekend. Because my mom worked the weekends. And so, but on the other hand too, like my grandfather was just like the type of guy who was like who would call my mom on a Friday night and be like, "What are you and the kids doing?" And my mom would be like, "Nothing, like
Yeah.
sitting here, you know." And he'd be like, "Okay, well just come on over for dinner and pack the
Yeah.
kids a bag so they can just stay, you know." Um and
Yeah.
so like not to unpack all of this now, but like because God, we might run out of things to talk about. Um but like I
I highly doubt it. I think we're good.
all right. Um, so like I don't have that same relationship with my mom, but because my mom is a young mom, she's a young grandma. Um, she still works. And that's also just not her personality. But when my kids do go over there, they love spending time with my mom and especially my stepdad. And their roles and like kind of our lives have changed a little bit with my stepdad. Fully retiring last summer, like he, you know, is with the kids every morning now and gets
Yeah.
them off to school and that sort of thing. But where was I going with this? Um yeah, so it's like nice, like I can't
Your
imagine, I guess.
grandparents were the type. Your
What?
grandparents were the type to be like,
Oh,
"Come
like
on over,
yeah.
do these things,
th-
have fun,
my
blah blah
mom
blah."
is not like that, but it's really important that like my kids have a good relationship with them, because they are my support system. Like that, they're the only people that I have, and they're 5 minutes up the road
Yeah.
from us now, so that's nice, but and also very difficult,
Helpful.
helpful, but I don't need my mom in my business all the time. Um, who's that at the house? None of your business, mom. I'm grown.
Yeah. None
But
you damn. None you damn. Mind your own.
yeah,
Mind your own.
not, yeah. Can't my business be my business? Let my business be my business, and your business can be your business. Okay? Like shit. Oh man, that's like a whole nother thing that we can talk about is like nosy parents. Like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Oh
gonna try
yeah.
really hard
For
not to be a
sure.
nosy parent, but I'm just a nosy person. Period. So I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like I need to know all the gossip on
Yeah.
the playground.
I mean, I just want to know. Like, I yes, I know. I need to know everything. I do. I need to know everything, not to gossip, to slightly gossip
Yes.
to certain people, but like I just need to know. I need to know. You
Yeah.
know,
There
I
are
just
things that I
like
need to know.
I need to know what is happening in everybody's
Yeah.
universe
I'm like,
because
so
it doesn't affect mine, but
no, but I just want to know, like, are we like on the normal end or are we like on the like a little bit of the
yes,
neighborhood weirdo
yes,
end of how we do things? Like, what does little Susie and her family do? Like, what do you know about
yeah,
them? You know? Um,
yes,
yeah, but
yes,
I like we're not allowed to talk about people because Lincoln gets so upset. Lincoln is our he's like the angel on your shoulder and Aniston's like the devil on my shoulder.
yeah.
Um because if Lincoln catches me and
Got both.
Aniston like talking about anybody, he's like that is not nice. It's like, "Whoa, bro, I was just asking a question." Like, you know, and but
Calm down.
you know, like the whole like we listen and we don't judge. Lincoln listens and he definitely judges because you are not going to talk bad about
Definitely.
anything. And I'm like,
Oh my
get
gosh, it's
over
hilarious.
yourself.
He's so sweet. He's such a sweet
He really
guy.
is. I'm not sure like how he came from me,
Oh
but
my gosh.
um yeah, but when
You
he
know,
looks at you with
he took
those little
he,
brown
he, he
eyes
took
and
every ounce of niceness from you. He
oh,
took it
he sure
all. He
did.
was like, "This is me."
And he's got like the disappointed dad look down. Like I'm like, "Oh God, I really disappointed you, didn't I?"
Yeah.
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 So, he's the
Yeah.
responsible one out
My
of the
bad.
three of us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you gotta have one in every group because I definitely feel like in our family, we kind of tend to all trade it. Like there are times where I'm like no, we need to do, like, we cannot spend money, we can't go out to eat, like, why are we eating out, we have all this food at home, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I will gladly come home on a Friday and be like, but you know what sounds really good? Not food from here, so let's go
Yeah.
find somewhere else to eat. And
Oh my gosh.
literally anything. I don't care. It just can't be
Right.
from my house because I'm
And
tired of
yeah, if
dishes. I'm tired of
I don't
this.
want to prepare it.
But
Yeah, I don't want to clean up. Yeah, no. Yes.
yes,
Anything but here, like you
yes.
said.
And I feel like we all, yeah, we all interchange it at our house because there's definitely times where, yeah, Nate will be like, but the sink is not full of dishes, so let's just, and I'm like, fine, you know what? I'm easily convinced. Honestly, a slight breeze could tip me over into that direction of going out to eat. Like,
Fine, you got me.
yes, 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 you win. Okay, fine. You didn't have to twist
I
my
don't want
arm
to
that
have this
hard.
argument, but you know what? You're right.
Yes,
Oh man.
exactly, exactly. Oh shit.
Oh
Holy
god.
hell. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
disclaim too, like I have no
Yeah, it is
idea how to be in a
definitely.
relationship, so nobody should take relationship advice from me. So, but if he wants to eat
Yeah,
out,
you really
that's not
shouldn't
an
take it from
argument you
me.
need to have.
I call no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I call Brittany with all of my relationship complaint advice. So, there's that. We just talk to each other
And
about
I have to like
my
literally sit
life.
and be like, okay, let's talk about this rationally, Sam. Like, um, like,
Yes.
and I have to like calm myself down because I'm a strong, independent woman. And so I'm like, okay,
Very much so.
but what would normal people do in this situation? We have a conversation about things. Yeah,
Yes.
sit down and
Mhm.
calmly
Mhm.
have a
Mhm.
conversation with your significant other
Yeah.
and
And I feel
reevaluate.
like I do preface a lot of our conversations with I know I'm the problem here, but I can't get past this fucking shit. You know? I'm like, I know I am the one being irrational and everything, but here's everything. And Brittany's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you
So,
about ready
yeah,
to
and
start
like
your
my
period?
yeah,
No.
like where are we at? Like let's evaluate like okay, is it time to start our period? Have you ate? Do,
It's so true
like
though. Yes.
um
Are
and
you
yeah.
tired? Do
So,
you need a nap?
right. It's like talking to toddlers, honestly.
Yes.
Like
It is.
yeah.
It really is. It really is. You just gotta be like, yeah, you gotta check the list and you're like, okay, so none of those things. Maybe just go inside and lock yourself in the bedroom for 10 minutes and see how you feel after that.
Right. Right, exactly. Like yeah, that might need to be a thing.
Sometimes it works.
Um yeah. Let
Yeah.
me okay.
Yep. Little
Well,
timeout. Little mommy timeout. Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's talk about that. Like, um, I am
Yeah.
queen of I need a timeout. And I probably do it way too
Mm-hmm.
often. Because I will go shut
Yeah.
myself in my room and is there such a thing as too often? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think
No,
so.
there's no one else here to tell me no, so
Yeah. I feel like if you come home and just like if you act like a teenager, like let's just say 15, 16-year-old teenager that comes home, locks herself in the bedroom, no one even knows that they're
mhm.
home, and you're like, they come up from the basement or wherever they dwell, and you're like, how long have you been here? I feel
Yeah,
like
when
that
did you
would
get
be
here,
the
bro?
issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I don't
that
do
would be
that.
the
It's
issue.
like
Yeah.
it's more like a I get home, the kids are being loud and it's like I don't know. Everybody just needs to sit down and be quiet. Everybody's in timeout. I'm gonna go sit down. Don't come out of your rooms until you have calmed down.
Yeah.
Or but sometimes I just feel like I do that too often. Like especially on the weekends, like if we don't have anything going, it's kind of like that I don't want to be around anybody because I've had to people all week at work, like,
Yeah.
be appropriate around other people and I
Yeah, pretty
can't,
much.
always show my
You have to
emotions.
act like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so like I just literally want to shut myself in a room and I'm content with a book. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's easier because my kids are like a little more independent now. And so I don't have to be where they are 24/7.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier. Like I feel like I abuse it because they're more independent. Like you know how to make your own
Yeah.
bowl of cereal. You don't need me. So
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that. I've gotten to the point, especially with my younger kids, because I do have younger than you, still
mhm.
learning the ways of life. But I have gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, if I don't respond to you, you need to like tap me on the shoulder or something because like, I am not here. Whether it's
You're
watching
zoned
my
out.
phone, reading a book, yeah. And so if I don't respond to you, you need to get my attention, like especially if it's something very important, even if it's not something important, if you just want to talk or whatever, but like
Right.
you need to be like, mom, hello, like I am trying to ask you something or whatever. And so I feel like that's been very helpful thing that I have taught my youngers is just to be like, okay, like I am mentally checked out right now,
Mhm.
and I do feel like I need to be better, especially when I get home, because sometimes I'm just very short and I feel it. I feel it. I'm very like, yep, yep, yep. All right, yep,
Okay,
yep.
but
It was great.
Sam,
Blah blah blah.
so hold on. We have to say though, we when we get home, we are on sensory overload because
Yes.
where we work, we are it is constant noise 24/7.
Yes.
Um and so the need to come home and for it to be silent is it's like that need is insanely high. And
Oh
so
yeah.
for good
And
reason,
not
you
even,
are tapped out.
yeah, and it's not even like I need it to be silent for a certain amount of time because I have an hour drive home, and I mean
Yeah,
you
that's
have
true.
15 or 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a drive, it's still silence, it's still fine, but like I'm talking, I need like a good 2 3 hours of silence. Like I have been living in this, like, I not necessarily, it's not that I'm faking being a different person, but I'm being the best possible person of myself for my coworkers, for my patients, for the doctors, whatever. Like I am putting on the
Yes.
best person that I can present. And so, yeah, by the time I get home, there's not a whole lot left.
No,
And it's
it's like literally
it's
the pouring from an empty cup situation.
yes. Yes. And so, yeah, I feel like I do, but again, like I get home and I don't want to talk to anybody, but I do need to be better of coming home and just being like, "Hey, please don't talk to me." But I need a better way to say that.
What I am picturing right now is literally like the shirts that have on the back that it's like, "Hi, I hope you had a wonderful day, but please don't talk to me right now because
Yes.
I am on sensory
Please leave
overload."
me alone.
Or like, but it's like a variation of the like, "Please don't talk to me or I can't get any work done because I don't know how to not be social
Yes.
and I can't get any work done." Like that's
Yes.
what we need.
Yes.
Like it's just yeah, like
It, no, it is so so true. And I feel like early on in my relationship, Nate, my husband, did not know how to handle it, and we had to have several sit down conversations of
yeah.
like, okay, so when I get home, I don't need you to be like, how's your day? Where'd you do? Blah blah blah. How'd you go? Who'd you talk to?
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Blah. Because I'm like, yep, yep. This doctor. Oh, yep, saw her. Yep, yep, yeah. Because that's not a conversation. That's just not a
Mm-mm.
conversation. Like, you're not benefiting from it. I'm definitely not benefiting from it.
No.
And so we had to have multiple conversations to be like, okay, when I get home, I do not need to be bombarded with five, six questions, let alone 100 of
Hmm.
how my day was. Because it was a day. And I guarantee if anything would have happened during that day that was shocking or anything like that, I would have texted. Like, I would have
Yeah,
texted
you
you.
would
I would have gave.
know. You would know
Yeah.
something was up, and that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like too are I don't have anyone to come home and like bombard me with questions in regards to my
Yeah.
job. It's literally just the kids wanting stuff. But
Yeah.
nobody understands our jobs. I
Mm-mm.
don't have anybody in my family who works in healthcare. Um, and then not just healthcare, we work in the OR. Like
Yeah.
it's completely different and people just like don't understand the what am I trying to say? Like that world in there. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's
not your
different.
normal work environment. Um
It's
yeah,
not.
and so it's a hard thing for outsiders to understand when you are talking about like something that happened in there, like it's and so it's very exhausting too to try to explain anything to
Oh
anybody.
yeah. And especially like if you want to explain your day, like I it's like every word that comes out of my mouth, I have to then explain what that word means.
What that
Like,
means.
yeah, like I'm like, and so then it just becomes, I don't know if I want to actually tell you this story because I don't think you're gonna get it. Like, I don't think you're
Right.
a gonna get it, and I have now gone on so many different pathways to try to explain this story. I like one situation that I can think of is very first when I got into this, I was telling somebody, I was like, yeah, I had 5 cases today, and they were like, cases of what? And I'm like, and I didn't know how to respond because saying like of people is not exactly like, I don't know, it's not great
No.
to be like, but
No.
like
Not at all.
that's like one word like I didn't even think I would have to explain, but here I am sitting here and being like, well, cases is like how many operations I did in a day per
Hmm.
room, but like I had to go to a different room to also do this. Like it just becomes it becomes a thing,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and it's
hard. It's really hard.
exhausting. Yes.
I kind of forget when like I'm not at work too and I'm talking to people because we say a lot of inappropriate things there. Which I do want to say we take care of people. Like we do 100 and
Yes.
100%. First and foremost, our patients
Yes.
are our priority. And so yes,
Yes.
while we like to have fun in the OR and we do say inappropriate things, we have a high stress job and we are on top of things 100%, even though we like to have fun and that sort of thing. So I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, like, and it's like, no, we are taking care of our patients and we
We are
are,
healthcare heroes. We are, I promise.
that's right. Heroes work here. Heroes are podcasting here. Okay. Um, so, can we make
Oh
shirts
shit.
that say heroes are podcasting here, please? I don't care if anybody understands that or not. I can make those
No.
shirts. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but like I have to remember that I'm not at work. People do not always understand my humor. And so I will never forget when I told a family member, like, they wanted to know what it was like back there. I was like, it's cold. It's freezing. Like, um,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I'll be like wheeling patients back. And it's like, well, welcome to the meat locker. And my family
Yeah.
member is just like, oh my God, like the meat locker, that is so inappropriate. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Like,
Yeah.
and like, we
Bad.
just don't get the
My
humor.
bad.
My,
Yes.
sorry, I forgot who I was talking to,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
um, so
Yes.
yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's just a whole different world, and so it makes it very difficult to parent sometimes coming home from that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
For
mean,
sure.
Sam and I get yelled at sometimes at work. Like that's just the way of the OR.
Yeah, and we
And
just and that's the other thing. It's not we're not having an argument with somebody. Like it's not like someone
mm-mm,
yells at me, I can yell back to release whatever's pent up. Like
yeah,
I just get we just get yelled at. We just get yelled
right.
at and you just sit there and you take it and sometimes you just look at the ground and I don't
Hmm.
pretend that you're somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah,
essentially and you're like, okay, never doing that again because that's never going to leave my brain, but
right. And
it's
then 5 minutes later, you crack a freaking joke and move on.
yep, everything's back to normal and everyone's laughing and you're just like,
Ta-da!
okay, we did it. We made it. We made it.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. So, um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. I was gonna ask you, do you feel like do you feel like our job has changed not how you parent, but like, okay, for example, I constantly have to be doing constantly like multitasking. So like, cause like, okay, you need me to go plug in the scope, camera cords,
Mhm.
all of that
Mhm.
stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm also calling the doctor at the same time to let them know, like, hey, we're
Yes.
draping, like constantly doing more things, more than one thing at once. And so, like, at
Yes.
home, I am like, okay, let me put this in the microwave, but while I'm doing this, is this the best possible route to go from here to here? Does this make the
Yes.
best, like, possible sense, like, or whatever? Or like,
Yes.
we also work in a manner of like we work very very fast paced, and so
Yes.
at home when my kids are trying to put on their freaking shoes, I'm like, what's taking you so long? Like,
Yeah.
why do you not have your shoes on already? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it has um yeah, it like changes things at home because like I'm still like in that mode of like you got to go go go. Like
Oh
I don't
yeah.
have time for you to take 5 minutes to put on your shoes. Like
Yeah. Well,
I
and like I feel yeah, it's definitely I do have to remind myself like you're not in a stressful situation. Like this is
yeah.
okay. Like you can take a breath, but I also have to remind myself too is sometimes when I'm starting a task and then the task leads to like I need to go to the bathroom. Like
Mhm.
this is a common one in my house. Like I'm starting a task in the kitchen and our kitchen goes to like a little room and then it goes to the living room and then it goes to a hallway and then there's the bathroom. Well, on my route there, I'm like, well, I can do this while I'm doing this. Like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking like a Sims character to the bathroom with my knees crossed because I'm like, why didn't I
Yeah,
just go to the goddamn bathroom?
right. Nobody's
Like
telling
that's
you that you
just
need to yeah.
no. It's
Yeah, I get
literally
it.
my mind is like, I need to accomplish so many things before I can actually like I guess do self care. Like
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but yeah, it literally is because I mean, there's times where I don't think about going to the bathroom until lunchtime, and I'm like, I really have to fucking
Hmm.
pee. I don't know how many times I've put that out of my brain, but
Yeah.
here we
Well, and
are.
that's the thing. Like as healthcare workers, we don't always get a lunch break. Your situation is worse than mine. Like, as a nurse, I do get breaks. You don't. There are situations where you're in cases that you're not, because of the type of case that it is, you don't get broken out of those cases.
Yeah,
And so it's almost like we're parenting at work a little bit. Like we have to
yeah,
put everybody else's needs above ours. And
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, like our mindset is just totally different. And so like I don't know if that helps or hinders
yeah.
parenting. I don't know. So,
I honestly I couldn't tell you because I don't think. I mean, I've been doing this 10 years and my son is 13. So, like,
mhm.
I didn't do a whole lot of parenting Like I did. Obviously, he
Right.
was 3. But like the majority of his life I have been in this field. So whether or not my parenting has evolved, I mean it has.
Same.
It has. But it's just kind of all really he knows or remembers, and really
Yeah.
all I know and remember because I can't remember that far back. But it's just, yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
it's exhausting. Parenting itself is exhausting,
It
and
is.
then you
Would
add everything else
you,
on top.
yeah. Would you, if given the option, would you be a stay-at-home parent?
No,
Yeah, me either.
never.
I can't do that shit.
I couldn't
I lost
handle
my
it.
mind
I
on
couldn't handle it.
freaking maternity leave.
Yeah,
I love my kids, but I can't stay home with them. I have no desire to stay home with my kids.
no, no.
It
And
makes me cringe.
like the thing, yeah, the thing is I could stay home. I could definitely stay home. Like
Yeah,
I could do some shit at home. With my children is the other thing. Like I could
yeah,
not that like 1 or 2 days, sure.
sure.
Sure. I mean, we could easily find enough
On those
shit to
no
do, but
school days. Yeah.
yeah, but it has to be yeah. But it has to be the weather has to be nice outside.
Mhm.
Like there's certain
We have,
stipulations.
yeah, we have stipulations.
Yes.
Um,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I do not have any desire to stay at home. My kid, like, it makes me cringe, but I will say that I think stay at home parents have the hardest job.
The hardest.
Um, because there is no separation from work. Like, essentially that's a job. 100%
Yeah.
that's a job. I don't care what anybody says. But there's no separation from that job from until you get home. Like, it is just a continuous, and I don't know how people deal with that.
I don't either. There it's definitely a special type of person, and I applaud
Hmm.
those people that
Yes.
especially want to do that. Like they get
Yes.
ready to have a baby and they're like this is me. Or even stay-at-home dads. Like that's a whole other thing is where you don't have that maternal instinct, I guess, to be like, I need to be here for my children all the
Uh-huh.
time. And so you step up into that role and you're like, no, my wife needs to work and I'm going to stay home. Like that, it's a ballsy choice, that's for sure. On both ends,
Hmm.
mom and dad. Like it's just a
Yes.
ballsy choice.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
it's something I could never do and I never want to do. And
mm-mm, mm-mm.
I don't have that passion for it. I love my like we said, we love our children. And but I want to keep loving my children is how I like to
Yeah.
say. I want to keep that love.
I also come from a place of like, and I'm not saying that this happens, like, because every child and every parent child relationship is, there's so many different dynamics. But I come from a place too where I can't have my children attached to me.
Yeah.
Because it all goes back to like, I need them to be able to function in the real world. Like, I
Yes.
don't know how to handle a kid that can't go stay the night at somebody's house, or like, I can't have you attached to me, because that's not how
Yeah.
real world works. I need you to be independent, especially with me being single. Like, I can't be there for you 24/7. You're gonna have to figure it out. And so
Yeah.
that may be really harsh. I know some people think like that I'm crazy, and like that's just mean. But like, I have been told by numerous teachers that the kids have had over the years, that when shit hits the fan in the classroom and every kid is having a meltdown, my kids are fine. So I must be doing something right. Like, they don't have to worry about them. They're just over off having a
Yeah.
good old time
They're just
while
chilling.
everyone else is
They're just
melting down.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they are living their lives. And they're like, okay, we've seen our mom have a meltdown.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, like, I pride myself off of that. Like, um along with that too, like, okay, we have kids that come back to the OR, and there's nothing wrong with this. They're coming to a scary environment. But like they've got stuffed animals and blankets. Like one kid had a freaking weighted blanket, and it's like, why are you so heavy to carry back here? But oh,
Yeah.
it's a weighted blanket. Um, we can't have none of that. Mm-mm. My kids don't have that. Like, sure, they have some favorite blankets that they carry around the house with them, but those stay at home because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like if it gets left somewhere, it got left. Like
Yeah.
my rule is if you can't carry it, you can't have it. So
Yeah.
if you left that somewhere, that's on you. I don't I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not going to deal with meltdowns because we lost his favorite stuffed animal or a blanket or whatever. I just can't handle
Yeah.
it. I can't. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I do have to say, in our household, granted, Bronson doesn't, but the two youngers, they do have their favorite stuffed animal and their favorite blankie. But it's one of those things where, yeah, it doesn't leave the house. And
yeah,
if it does leave the house, it's for a very specific situation. Like they're going to spend the night at grandma's or like that
right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because we have run into the situation where I was not in charge, and I'm not going to name names on who was in charge,
I
but
want names and I want them now. No.
they were they were sent to daycare with one of their favorite stuffies, and
Mm.
it got left. And so luckily we have a cool as fuck daycare provider. He's
Okay, that's
awesome. He's a
nice.
dude, which is honestly one of the most phenomenal things I think we've ever done right with parenting is find a dude daycare provider. Because I mean, this is a tangent, and I'm sorry, but having a dude in such a feminine role, I feel like helps my kids to be like that's completely normal. Like
Right. It
there's
breaks the mold.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anybody can do
Anyways,
anything.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And so that's awesome. And I love him and he's awesome. And he's very chill. He's very lit. Yeah, whatever. So my husband ended up calling him at like 9:30 at night and being like, we have to come get that stuffed animal or else
We
I
need a
don't think
right
anyone's gonna go to
now.
sleep tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, that's fine. I'm home. And so like ended up going picking it up. But I'm like, this is why these things do not leave our house. Like
Exactly.
this is why we
Yeah.
can't function without these things. And although it's really cute and really awesome and I'm glad they have that when we're not there, they have these things, that's amazing. But it is very, what do we do when this thing breaks or
Yeah.
becomes nothing?
Exactly. Exactly.
And it is
Exactly.
scary. It is scary because I can't find those things anymore, and I've tried
Oh,
to find
right.
you one of
Yeah.
these things, but they're not a thing. It's just not a thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
It's really frustrating. So,
yeah, it's very frustrating.
um, okay. Well,
Okay. I feel like that was successful.
it
Do
was.
you?
Yeah,
We
I
definitely
agree.
got our point across. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so definitely like coming up on, the next episodes and stuff, like this is literally what we're doing. Like we're just venting to each other, venting to you, hopefully bringing you some sort of peace, um, and laughter, hopefully.
Yes.
But yeah, we just want to be your friends that you can pull up and listen to and know that you're not alone. Because parenting is rough. Like it's really hard. And yeah, we want to highlight that, and we just like, yeah, want to highlight
Yeah.
the many ways that it's done too. So
Yeah. Well, and we really want to highlight that there's no correct way. There's no correct way to
absolutely not.
do any of this.
There's more than one way to skin a cat. Sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. That was dumb.
Oh shit.
Hopefully you laugh if you even made it to that point in our episode.
Yes.
Because you might have turned us off a long time ago. Hopefully you didn't.
You probably did.
Probably.
Honestly, like Brittany said, we just want to make it aware of everything, of how parenting is done like on our end. And if we do end up getting followers and people that like us, we want to hear your parenting advice or what you have discovered parenting
Yeah.
wise of what works best for you, because I don't know. I take everything I see every day and I'd be like,
Mhm.
that's a great idea. And I evolve it into my parenting or my work or anything like that.
Yes.
Like we are very much sponges. And
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very much a sponge. Is we're kind of open books about how we parent too.
Well, yeah, we all want mom friends. Deep down, whether we want to admit it or not, we want mom friends. We need to have those deep conversations, and that's what we're here to facilitate, essentially.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much. Yeah.
but yeah, um, do we plug our socials? And by socials, I mean like our social, because we only have one social media thing.
Yeah, it's yeah. How do you plug it? It's our handle. Our
Our handle
handle,
for Instagram,
yes, is
at
thoughtful
thoughtful.
tangents.
Yes, thoughtful underscore tangents.
Yes.
Um, so check us out.
There's Yep, there's not a
Hopefully
whole
this
lot there.
really will.
Hopefully there's more.
Yeah, we want this to keep evolving. Like we mentioned before, we're new to this. We don't know how this works. And so yeah, we're gonna do the best we can. So
Yes. With what we have.
that's
Yes.
exactly right.
Yes.
So thanks for hanging in there with us. We hope to have you listening in again. And yeah, until next time.
Until next time. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.